The most insane and long-awaited crossover campaign might just be on its way. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan battle video for you here. Today we are examining a theory, not my own, but one I've seen floating around over the last day or so in regards to the previous hint given to us on Global Dokkan's Twitter about the next upcoming DFE. So in this video, we're going to break down that hint and who we think it is, or rather who this person on Twitter thinks it is, and talk about the merits of said theory. So let's go ahead, let's hop on into it. So as we discussed in the last video, this hint seems to be indicating several different things, right? We have a stick, a shadow, and some sand. Most people have taken this interpretation to mean this is probably something like Tao Pai Pai, with his, pillar landing in the sand. It's in similar angle as as was his first appearance in Dragon Ball. It also could be, right, Goku's power pole landing in the sand, as it is seen in the scene where he transforms to Super Saiyan 3 in the fight against Goma. People have also taken it to assume things like baseball Yamcha, and I even took it a step further to say that this is like a sundial, referencing the time that the androids landed in South City. But these are all just theories, but there's one theory that I've seen a couple people floating around here, and it's that we could actually be seeing something here for Dragon Ball Legends, and that is a SHALLOT Dokkan Fest could be on its way. Now, I know that sounds like a wild theory, but hear me out. If we can find the person over here, I think they're on the Japanese Twitter, so it made this kind of hard to track down, and it would not have come to me if one person hadn't have shared it to me. I don't even think I would have seen the people on global side have sharing this, had somebody not sharing this post directly to me. Now, this person seems to suggest that, right, in Japanese, right, one shorthand for the kanji for sand, which I believe is actually like a Suna or something, could actually be written as Sha, right? So so the symbol here can, it can be read as, it's really hard to see here, like with the translation on Twitter, but right, this could actually be written as Sha, therefore sand, right? Rod could be spelled out, right, in the what is it? I think it's called Romanji, if it's like an English type word. So Sha Rod, SHALLOT. It kind of makes sense, right? They've done less obvious things, or even more complicated things sometimes with these hints before, but I mean, I could see it, right? Sand, rod, it's referencing the two things. I can see it. And there's a couple things that this person uses to back this up, right? Number one, it would be a festival limited item, because why are they giving out hints, right? It basically, right, this is a bad translation from Twitter, but this is basically saying, like, why, even though it's a Dokkan Fest, why are they giving out hints? Well, it must be leading to something big. That's what it means by festival limited item, Dokkan Fest. So even though it's a regular Dokkan Fest, why are they giving out hints? We don't normally get them for regular Dokkan Fests. And so if they are, it could be because there is a bigger collaboration on the way. And this does actually line up with what's happening on Dragon Ball Legends right now. If you guys go to, if you guys actually can go to the, I'm gonna pull up the post from Twitter here from Annie, but if you actually go to the Legends website where it talks about everything going on during the 7th anniversary campaign, you can actually see that they do mention more collaboration campaigns are on the way. They are currently in the midst of a collaboration campaign with Shig Arts and I believe Fig Arts, sorry. That always messes me up. With the Fig Arts and the Dragon Ball Fusion World card game. So, I mean, the and more could be referencing a possible campaign coming with Dokkan Battle. I've long said that this needs to happen. Like, the fact that this hasn't happened yet, given the fact that, you know, the games, you know, they're only about 3 years apart. And Dokkan has collaborated with Xenoverse at this point. I mean, we've essentially collaborated with Kakarot, given all the Kakarot exclusive animations we've got for units. We've collaborated with Fighter Z through Android 21. Heck, we've even got the crossover for Arale. Like, why not Legends? It's about that. I mean, every year we get Dragon Ball Heroes, for Christ's sake. It makes sense that they could do some kind of campaign here with this last campaign for Dragon Ball Legends. This actually does make a lot of sense. Especially because, again, as I mentioned before, they don't typically do these kinds of hints for just standard Dokkan Fests. The last time we got a hint for a standard Dokkan Fest was AGL Vegeta, and technically that wasn't standard, because that was the introduction of Pity to Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, and it's also the first synced banner in a post-unified schedule, and that was the whole point of the ending of that announcement, was that we're now celebrating the unification schedule. So otherwise they'd only typically do it for like Saiyan Day, Golden Week, or like New Year's or something. They don't typically do it for these rando Dokkan Fests. So if it's related to something big, like a collaboration, I could definitely see that happening. Now, the thing that only has me interested, and I talked about this before when I talked about why certain characters would be a bad choice for this time, is given the EZA schedule. Now, every time we've looked at the EZA schedule, we have looked strictly from the Yellow Coin LR and from the Dokkan Fest perspective of EZAs. But one thing we've left out is the Dragon Ball Heroes. Right, if we look at the units that are currently on the roster for Dragon Ball Heroes, right, basically the last collaboration, we awakened every single SSR unit that they had released, and they released no more strictly SSR units. All units now have an awakening, and now they're just awaiting EZAs. In fact, pretty much the only EZAs we don't have at this point are the last 3 years, since the 7th year anniversary. So they could actually go ahead and toss this, start tossing, you know, Heroes EZAs along with this SHALLOT, since, you know, he would be a crossover campaign. We could be doing the Limit Breaker for Goku, the Gohan, the Limit Breaker, although, I mean, that would be a year ahead of him. He awakened the following year. But Limit Breaker for Goku, Limit Breaker for Vegeta, and who else came out that year? Hearts, where is he at? Right here. Hearts, the Supreme Kai of Time, Rubello, and who else came out that year? No, I think that's it, actually. And then everybody else is already kind of EZA'd. Oh, the Super Saiyan 3? No, they EZA'd already, haven't they? Yeah, they have EZAs. Why is it? Oh, this hasn't updated. That's why it's like they did EZA already. So, I mean, they could definitely throw in the Limit Breakers. They could throw in the... Actually, this batch wouldn't even have a lot now that I think about it, right? It would pretty much just be the Limit Breakers, Hearts, and... who else released that year? Rubello. That's actually pretty much it. And because the rest were the SSRs and the Awakenings, right? So the EZAs are pretty much just them. Unless they wanted to skip ahead and do the EZAs, which I'm not entirely against, right? Because that would allow us to that would EZA Janemba, who could actually be in a really good position at this moment. Same with the Metal Cooler. If we're leading into if they make a more Wicked Bloodline centric, they could definitely do that. So I mean, there's a lot here for crossover that could totally get thrown into a campaign that is in line with a SHALLOT. So can't really complain about that. Now, there is one other thing I did want to talk about, right? And that was what he would be, right? If they did bring a SHALLOT, I think you know, they gotta do him justice, right? And that is bringing him with all of his transformations, starting from base form, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, God, and I think he's currently at Blue, unless they decide to do something crazy, like give him like UI or something, or maybe he might get like Blue Evolution or something, in the 7th anniversary, which, I mean, I'm not sure if they will do that or not, but either way, I think they have to honor all of his transformations, and one of the way they could do that is making him similar to like the transforming Gokus with the multiple forms, right? Or the Tech Frieza, right? I think they could do something like that. And in the current meta that we're in, the stacking meta, honestly, that wouldn't be too terrible. We saw them make it work with AGL Cell, those sort of standard transformations, like where you can't really control the transformation. So I could definitely see it working well. I mean, or they just, you know, just give him like he comes in as Super Saiyan and you just active skill to Blue or something. I don't know. You know, as long as they put it in there somehow, right? Like maybe through his transformation he powers up Super Saiyan all the way to Blue. I could live with that too. That works too. But I do think if they do it, they have to honor it somehow. So, because that was like the coolest thing. I mean, as an outsider playing Legends, that was kind of cool for me. Like getting him and leveling him up to the different forms. Like I thought that was kind of cool. So, it would be nice if they put that in Dokkan somehow. So, guys, that is it for the video. That is it pretty much for the theory. A little bit wild out there, but at the same time, I don't think it really is. It actually kind of makes a lot of sense compared to some of the other theories I've seen, like this being representative of GT Goku versus Super 17, because in the ending of GT he had the Neobo, even though he never has it at all in the arc whatsoever. Unless I'm forgetting something. But so, I mean, that one kind of seems out there compared to other ones. But I mean, the Shallot thing, right? They've done less weird things for these hens, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know. What do you think of this theory? Is it too wild? Is it too out there? Or you think they're right on the money? Do you think it's a better choice than some of the other options like Tao Pai Pai or any of the other choices that have come up? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.